for the Australian
Hello, fellow
Grand
humans, and
Prix.
welcome to Australian F1 Manager. Already won Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. Now we're gonna get into Australia, the track that should be the season start, because, I mean, why not? And obviously, we have a Ferrari 1-3 here, and Verstappen is on pole. However, that won't be for very long, because the Ferrari is the best car in the game, luckily. And let's see whether we can make Leclerc the world champion. And as you can see, there's now a very, very strong battle right there at the front for the podium positions. Hamilton is already dropping back at lap 4 with 1.2 seconds right there. Then in lap 15, we do have a crash, and I decide to put Leclerc into the pits right at the beginning to undercut the Red Bulls. Now, because there's a lot of free air right here, he doesn't have to fight Verstappen, he doesn't have to bother with that. So we'll put him in and put him on the mediums for a possible 2-stop at this point. And let's see whether it works. It can't be worse than Ferrari's actual strategies in real life. And if we fast forward, as you can see, the tires are completely and absolutely shot. And Sainz is not doing great. He had a collision, and he's now in P16, and he's most likely not going to get any points. So at this point, I decide he's not going to get any points. I'm going to retire him. There's nothing he can do. And obviously, that is just not going to work out. So Australia, not a great day for Ferrari. However, in the end, I put on a set of hards, and we get back up to P3. And that's where we'll finish. So a 320 finish, which isn't really that amazing, and a 1-2 for Red Bull. So that's the first real kicker there for the Ferrari campaign, and is a certified Ferrari moment right there. Now, Sainz just spun out and he died. However, Imola is going to be just about as boring as it ever could be. There is nothing going on in this race whatsoever. We start off 1-4. At this point, I'm telling Leclerc, stop the cars. So I want to make sure that we have a Ferrari 1-2. However, I would rather have Leclerc as a world champion than Ferrari as a Constructors champion. So I am definitely prioritizing Leclerc here in this playthrough of F1 Manager. And at this point, as you can see, we have a Ferrari 1-2, and that's pretty much how it stays for the rest of the race as well. There's absolutely nothing that happens. We go into the pits, do the regular pit stop strategy. Verstappen is going to be able to get some attacks going, but in the end, there isn't really anything that he can do. He gets ahead of Sainz because he's obviously a lot faster. Sainz just, I try to push him and push him and push him, but Sainz is just not fast enough. So it will end up as a Leclerc, Verstappen, and Sainz in the end. And yeah, nothing really happened there. And yeah. However, we get to Miami, and this is going to get spicy. Unlike the real race in Miami, which everyone already forgot, this thing is going to be spicy. We have a Ferrari 1-2, which is perfect and how it should be. At this point, I kind of know, okay, Sainz likes to crash. Sainz isn't as fast as Verstappen. He can't keep up. So I'm always, in this season, I'm always going to try the experimental strategies with Sainz and put Leclerc on the ones that are confirmed to work. Because obviously, I want to make sure Leclerc wins his races, and I also ideally want to make sure that there is a Ferrari 1-2. Now, that is, as you can see right there in lap 3, already 2 seconds clear of Perez with the Ferrari 1-2 right here is exactly how it should be. And we have the Ferraris fighting here. I let them fight. Unless they're compromising themselves and they fall back, like if they lose time here, I will just let them race, because otherwise it would not be very fair at all. And yeah, the crash animations are still not great. However, there is a lot of realism as we have Vettel and Schumacher crashing into each other in the game as well. So the realism is certainly there, which is enough said, because in F1 22 not the case for the most part. So it's a game, it's still full of bugs, however it still does work. And now we go to lap 16, where everyone's on wet tires because it has started to rain absolutely insanely, and some of them went to intermediates. However, I decided, okay, I looked at the statistics and I saw, okay, the rain's gonna get heavier and heavier, so I stayed out on the soft tires for a bit longer. You know, the times were absolutely horrible, obviously. However, instead of pitting
these laps, you're doing
onto the intermediates and then the wets, I went onto the wets immediately. And as you can see, Sainz and Verstappen are leading with Leclerc in P3, so it is definitely working out quite a bit. And it does look like Verstappen is running the softs because of the Red Bull livery. That's not a Ferrari. And now at this point, again, Sainz is leading, and Leclerc and Verstappen are right there together. It worked out perfectly, essentially. I did lose a lot of time by staying out and not going to the interphase. However, what I did there, I still went up and I still got ahead where it should be. And now Leclerc, he's a fast guy, so I'm gonna send him full attack here, all the fuel, all the power, everything that he needs to get past Verstappen to retake that good old Ferrari 1-2. And it does happen, which is very nice. But there's a crash on the yellow flag. Nothing happens though. No safety cars. There are a lot more crashes than there are safety cars. So yeah, Norris then decides to do a Russia and go off the track right there, which isn't really great for him, to be honest. Obviously, just go straight and into the wall.
Very unfortunate.
That's just... you don't want to see that. However, what you do want to see is a Ferrari 1-2, which is lovely. And at this point, the rain does start to subside. And at this point, you sort of have to think, do I just keep the wet tires till the end? Because the track will still be somewhat wet at the end. Or do you try to pit and switch to the intermediates or even the soft tires? Now,
no more rain.
As you can see, there's no more rain right there in lap 42. Wets are gonna wear down quite a bit. However, you gotta make up those 20 seconds in the pit stops first. You're gonna have to make up those 20 seconds first, and that is what I'm looking right now. I'm gonna send them full push, because if the Red Bulls pit, I have a lap time to then pit as well. And as you can see, the rain is completely going away, so it is gonna go to the dry. So at this point, I'm also trying to, if we go to the dries, I want to just skip the intermediates as well, because obviously 2 pit stops takes you 40 seconds, 1 only takes you 20. So it would definitely be beneficial to be able to go back to the soft tires and finish the race like that. However, if the track stays wet, I just stay out on the wets. Don't need the intermediates unless I'm losing a lot of time to the Red Bulls. Then I have enough of a gap to pit and still come out ahead of the Red Bulls. So this is Ferrari, what they should be doing in terms of the strategy. At this point, you can see the Alfa Romeo's pitting. You can see Russell pitting. So at this point, I'm like, all right, we're gonna go and pit for new tires, and we're gonna put on some softs for the end to again skip that intermediate phase. And it is a Ferrari 1-2 in Miami with Sainz leading and Sainz winning, and the Red Bulls are in P3 and P4, and somehow Bottas is the best of the rest in this case. Bottas is an absolute beast in this game, it seems, and it is somewhat accurate as well. However, he just doesn't stop. The season is already complete for me. No spoilers though. However, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see the rest of the season as well. And obviously we'll go through it and we'll see whether we can make Ferrari the world champions. Because for now, it does look pretty good as Charles Leclerc has 110 points. Carlos Sainz is on 64. So see you again for the next one very soon.